What's up, everybody? All right. So, look, whether you are in a fitness journey or you have a job or you have a family, chances are sometimes things get overwhelming. All right. And I really want to help you at least share with you what works for me. Okay. How do you go out there and crush it? How do you go out there and reach for for success in whatever area, right? Your job, your fitness, your relationships, you name it. How do you set high expectations without letting it get so overwhelming that it makes you crumble under the pressure, right? And this may come as left left hook a little bit. A lot of people are like, "Wow, man, that guy, he's always going at it. He's always." And let me tell you, no, I don't. I take a lot of downtime. Halfway through my day, hanging out with the family, taking them out for a drive, just like literally being like, yes, it's Wednesday. Yes, it's 2 p.m. I'm going for a drive with my family to like recharge and then come back to work. Um, so when you have goals, whether it's at your work, in your fitness, in your personal life, you name it, when you have kids, when you have a lot going on, how do you deal with it all without it getting overwhelming? And this is the part that may sound counterintuitive. I am just going to share what works for me. Okay. What works for me is I lower my expectations of myself temporarily. Okay. And I don't judge myself for it. Okay. If I'm telling this to you live right now to everybody, it's because I'm not worried about what you may think about me when you hear that. Right. And who matters the most to myself, my own thoughts about myself. I just make sure that I monitor those. You know, the worst part is not you needing a break. The worst part, you're human. Of course, you're going to need a break, unless you're just a sloth that does nothing. But if you have a lot on your plate, you're going to need a break. If you're if most of the time you're crushing it, that takes energy. You're going to need a break, right? So that's fine. Accept that as part of the journey. Just make sure you're not judging yourself. Okay. I mean, uh, you know, just like you'll see me wake up at 3 a.m., whatever, most days, there's some days where I'm like, it's like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Okay. When I need the rest, I take it. And I wake up and I'm like, wow, I must have really needed that. There's there's some non-negotiables that I have set for myself that allow me to still give myself that pat on the back at the end of the night. And that is, I need to have played with my children. Even if I can, then great. It is one of the non-negotiables for me because at least I want to make sure that I'm making them laugh, right? Yes, I work a lot, but they're my priority. So that's one of my non-negotiables. And like something really has to go wrong for me to not get to play with them, even if it's just for 1 minute. And again, guys, that's not a lot, right? Somebody out there may hear this and be like, well, that's a shitty dad because that's not enough. Maybe, but guess what? The beauty of this is that you get to set your own standards and I get to set my own standards. Nobody else, right? We're not children anymore, right? So as long as I feel that I'm doing a good job with my kids, that's all that matters. Right. I mean, of course, in the big picture, of course, I'm providing for them. Of course, I have a, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this may feel counterintuitive, but when you have so much on your plate and you find it's too much pressure and you feel like you're going to fall apart, take some shit off your plate, pass it on to others, allow it to drop. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but that's going to happen anyways. The secret is to not judge yourself so that you can actually put your head down on your pillow and rest at night. And so that you can recover, come back the next day and pick up some of the shit that you dropped. Okay? Because the reality is we have a lot of responsibilities, right? And we can't just be like, "Oh, well, too bad. There you go. My kids didn't eat because that's the shit that I'm dropping off my of my plate." Of course, you can't do that. Of course. Sooner or later you get back up, you dust yourself off and you keep going, right? But if I can share with you one thing that has allowed me to be successful and to not feel overwhelmed, because look, success can be defined in many different ways, right? But I am successful in every single way that matters to me. I can tell you that. And I work very long days, but I don't let myself get to that point where I feel overwhelmed. If I'm getting even close to that, I'm like, that's it. I'm done. Done. No more calls, no more nothing, no nothing. You know? So remember that you're human. If you want to, be up and be a freaking warrior and fight and stand your ground, you're going to have to be well rested. Okay? Sleep enough. Figure out what you need and make sure it's getting done. Something has to give, right? So if when you look at your plate, you're like, but the only time when there's me time in here is if I stay up at 10 p.m. and from 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning, I'm doing nothing. I'm putting my feet up. I'm watching TV. I'm whatever. Coloring, whatever it is that you do. You have to decide if that is what matters most to you, right? And if it is, awesome, great that you get to do it, right? But when your plate feels so full that you're dropping things and you are not happy with that, something has to give. Just don't make the mistake of judging yourself for it, because everybody does it. Everybody, right? Your ability to get over it, your ability to not judge yourself is a freaking superpower. It is. And Miguel, how do I stop from judging myself? Well, let me ask you this. How does it serve you? How does judging yourself serve you in any way, shape, or form, other than perhaps to get some pity from people? Pity is the lowest form of attention that you can possibly get. Yeah, if you go out there and you just, puke your guts out on Facebook, everybody's going to be like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry for you." That's pity. You don't need that. That doesn't serve you. That doesn't empower you. Okay? Take the punch to the teeth, drop it, learn from it, put your head down, rest, get some shit off your plate. Go tell your boss, "Hey, you know what? This is I can't do this. It is too much and I feel like, I'm at the edge and if you put this on my plate without taking something off my plate, like I'm worried. I want to be here. I want to do a good job, but I need to set some healthy boundaries here." The people that care are going to respect that. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your partner, whether it's your children, but you lead by example. You get what you tolerate, right? If you're constantly struggling with this, that's a pattern. You have to look deep inside. You got to figure out why it is that you feel the need to make everybody happy. This was a fundamental change that I went through myself. I thought that I was just a good person and good people do things for others. Man, it was such a realization to understand that what I was doing was to serve me. that it was not because I just wanted to be a good person, but because I thought, and this is me, okay? I'm not saying that's you, but in like deep in my subconscious, I thought the more I do for people, the more they need me, the less likely they are to leave me. Okay. And it wasn't until I realized that I was like, why? Like, I am a good person. I bring value to people's lives, and I'm not perfect, but I'm not a jerk either, you know? So understanding that really gave me permission to stop that pattern, to really take ownership of my life and get very clear about what my limits are. And and I can tell you this, not a single person in my life crosses my limits, not one. Some people love me, some people don't. That's okay. But that's how we get there. You can be a good person and have everything else you want in the world. You can, but you will not get there if you're not taking care of yourself and setting healthy boundaries. So I just want to share this with you guys because everybody thinks that weight loss is just weight loss, and it's just like fitness is just fitness. Oh, you lift weights. it's it's not that, right? It goes so much deeper than that. So I just want to tell you that you are worth it. You are worth people. You are worth love. You are worth attention. You are worth all the goodness in the world without you having to go out there and and grind yourself to a pulp so that someone can come and give you that token of appreciation. Okay, stop it. Stop it. You don't need that externally. You're not a puppy. You don't need a treat. You know what I mean? You're you can go and get that yourself. But it all starts with knowing who you are and being able to draw that line in the sand and be like, that's the line. You cross it, you're out of my life. That's it, guys. It's the only way that I found to be a good person and still get to live your life in your terms, on your terms. And guess what? What has come to my life as a result of that is success in every area of my life. I work with the people that I want to work with. I work for the people that I want to work for. I'm married to the woman of my dreams. I have the children. Like, man, they blow my mind every single day. And that's because I got very freaking clear about who I wanted in my life and who I didn't. So maybe that's the key to happiness right there, guys. I have yet to find a different one, but I hope that this was valuable for you in some sense. If at all you're feeling overwhelmed, reach out to people. You're not alone. Just be prepared for pain, because the only change, growth, is going to come with discomfort, right? It's not easy to tell a friend or a family member that you love no. It's not easy. It's hard. It makes you feel like a piece of shit, right? But you keep saying yes and you'll see where it leads. Keep saying less, keep saying yes at the expense of your own sanity, and you'll see where that leads. So if you truly care for them, if you truly want to do best by them, then you have to say no to a lot, to anything that is not in line with your values, with where you're at, right? All right, my friends, I love you. Take care of yourselves, please, and stay driven. I'll talk to you soon.